mayors are giving up parts of their city, and I believe that certain mayors and certain legislative branches of government want to try to eliminate or defund the police. And with that being said, I believe that the elimination of the police or even the incremental defunding of the police will equate to the eradication of restraint in society. The absence of restraint will have consequences such as a lawless society. Every neighborhood in the United States wants to be peaceful and thriving. They don't want to see their businesses burned or shuttered. They want to see their favorite restaurants or whatever open for business. As a police officer for over 40 years and as a candidate for the Will County Executive, I stand with our law enforcement community. They're the tools of restraint against anarchy, mayhem, and lawlessness. I will veto, you have my pledge, the citizens of Will County have my pledge, I will veto any resolution calling for the defunding of the Will County Sheriff's Department. And I will also be a spokesman and advocate against defunding any other police department within the environs of Will County.
It's interesting. Minneapolis was kind of led the charge. They started this thing, and they the board unanimously voted for defunding of law enforcement, and then immediately hired a private security firm to look out for them.
That might be the shape of things to come. If you study history, like I know you have, Dave, there's a lot of resemblances here as far as defunding the police, getting rid of the police, bringing on your own private security. Lenin did that, and it was called the Cheka.
Yep.
The Cheka super secret police agency that was made up of convicts and felons that were released from prison. What have we just done? We just released some convicts and felons from prison in our jails because of the COVID issue. And all of a sudden you see, I think it was in the zone that they had in Seattle, the Summer of Love Zone, whatever the mayor called it.
Yeah.
The Summer of Love Zone, where you see them self-policing, and what were they doing? They were acting on instinct. They were acting on.
They killed some guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they want. And Dave, you know as well as I know that social workers have a place today, especially in policing. But do you really want a social worker responding to a burglary in progress or a home invasion in progress? I don't. Or a conflict resolutionist?
If it's a Democrat, sure, why not? Let him take the hit. You're listening on Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600, and ask our guest this evening, Nick Ficarello, why in heaven's name he wants to inherit an entire county when things are going down the you-know-what fast.
Well, I think, and let me just throw in my 2 cents here since I'm on the county board, I think that Will County is yet a bright spot in Illinois.
Honestly, it has been.
I think, in 2018, the question begged to be asked, and I heard precious few people asking, why in the world do these 2 billionaires want to be governor of the state of Illinois, which is going in the crapper? Why do you want to be the captain of a sinking ship?
Yeah.
This Will County is not a sinking ship.
No.
So I think this is a different situation.
But still, overall, the tenor of the country today is not at all like it was even 5 years ago.
No, I believe that, and I say this frequently, the tenor of the country, especially with us being so closely related and so we share borders with Cook County, it's not your father's Democratic Party anymore. The Democratic Party is not what it used to be. I don't want to see Will County end up like Cook County, one-party rule. I don't want to see Will County be part of the swamp. I believe that there are 2 swamps in Illinois. You have the Springfield swamp, and you have the swamp of Cook County. And Cook County controls pretty much the level of the swamp and the swamp water, and Springfield responds. And the rest of the state responds to Cook County's needs. Will County needs to have a balance in government. This is one reason why I'm running, is because there is no balanced government. Every major office, there are 10 total elected offices in Will County that that are part of the county budget. And those 10 offices are all controlled currently by Democrats. There's no checks and balances. Our Constitution was based on checks and balances. There's no checks and balances.
Well, if you look at crime across the United States, and you look particularly at rioting that's going on now, every one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, every one of them is in a democratically controlled city, and a city that's been democratically controlled forever. This mayor in Chicago has been mayor for 2 years now. I think 2 years.
Yeah, something like that.
And the same problems exist that have always existed, and it's Trump's fault.
Oh, yeah, everything's Trump's fault.
You know, it was Einstein that said you don't solve a problem by using the same mentality that caused the problem.
I've even talked to Democrats that have said they blame everything. I don't agree with everything he does, but they blame everything on Trump.
Yeah.
So you have to have part of the way a particular branch of revolutionaries take over is by demonizing somebody else or a group of other people. We saw that, you see that throughout history. So let's demonize the Republicans. Let's demonize the leader of the Republican Party, the president. He must be doing something right because he really has their dander up.
Say what you always say.
If you're not taking fire, then you're not over the target.
And that's really a true statement. It's
deep.
Look, have you seen the ads that they have been running? And I don't want to digress from the county because that's what we want to talk about. But have you seen the ads that have been running, the anti-Trump ads, showing rioting, burning, pillaging, looting, and they go, "This is Trump's America." I didn't see any "I love Trump" signs in that riot. These are all Antifa. This is the left wing's army, and they're trying to say that somehow Trump is running it. That's insanity.
Antifa started, I believe, in Europe. Antifa's been around for several years.
Long time.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that they're very well funded by men behind the scenes pulling the puppet strings. And I think we all know who they are, but we don't want to say anything because we're on air. And we don't want to be
say
sued.
it.
Oh, we don't.
We don't want to be sued.
We don't worry about that.
You know, Antifa, probably 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks maybe, they are so self-assured at what they're doing that they actually said, George Soros funds us, we get paid. They actually said that. And that week, George Soros moved to Europe, an undisclosed location in Europe. These people,
I think that was a while ago.
No, it's maybe a month.
I think he quietly exited.
Oh, you mean his
ago.
moving? Moving. Well, they announced it at the time, but I do want. We're gonna have to take a break here in a minute, but and I do want to get back to the balance of power thing. But I just it takes a special kind of person at this stage to jump into a game that looks like it's all going down the drain. And you're right, Will County so far has been pretty good. But the whole country is sort of in this swirl going down the drain. So I don't know. That's an interesting question. But we do want to talk about balance of power because, and you know I got something to say about balance of power and what the Republicans did when they were in office, and that needs to be pointed out. So when we return, assuming that my old boss is still sitting here and hasn't walked out on me, we'll talk about that and more when we return with more On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Ever wish you could hear Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson at some time other than in the morning? Well, now you can. With Dan and Amy 24/7. Go to danandamy247.com or launch the AM560 mobile app and click on Choose Stream in the bottom left-hand corner. Hey, now you can hear replays of Chicago's Morning Answer, the best of Dan and Amy, and the Dan Proft Show all day, every day on Dan and Amy 24/7.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook, Handbook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
I've always taken care of myself. I always cook my own food. I just was losing steam, which is very unusual for me. And I said, you know what? A lot of our foods, they don't have the nutrients they did 100 years ago. So I took a chance with Balance of Nature, and I see a difference. Before I took Balance of Nature, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I found myself napping. Well, that's not happening anymore. I finally found something that's the real deal. And I'm just very happy with Balance of Nature.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com today and use discount code CHICAGO.
Hi, it's Steve Cortez. You all know how much I love MyPillow and how much it's changed how I sleep. So when Mike Lindell came out with a new mattress topper, I couldn't wait to try it. I have to say, I don't know if I love MyPillow or MyPillow mattress topper more. It's that good. Get ready for the best sleep of your life. Mike's exclusive 3-layer design includes Layer 1, MyPillow foam support. Layer 2, transitional foam to help relieve pressure points. Layer 3, ultra-soft, patented temperature-regulating cover. Comes with a 10-year warranty that's washable and dryable. It's made in the USA and backed by MyPillow's 60-day money-back guarantee. Get the total body support you need and better sleep you want. Right now, save 30% on MyPillow mattress toppers when you use the promo code STEVE or call 800-489-0201. When you do, you'll get 2 standard MyPillows for free. Again, the promo code is STEVE. Call 800-489-0201. Promo code STEVE.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. Our guest is Nick Ficarello, my old boss. He was with the Will County Sheriff's Department and then was chief at Braidwood, and is now running for the Will County executive position. One thing that begs the question, we have to ask you this because so much of our audience is very hardcore Second Amendment. What are your stances on the Second Amendment?
I believe that every American citizen has the right to defend themselves. It was written in the Constitution. It wasn't written in the Constitution as a purpose for being able to hunt. That wasn't it at all. It was written to be able to defend yourself and defend yourself from tyranny. Every American should have the right to defend themselves from tyranny. We look at the lawyer down by the St. Louis area and his wife, who is also a lawyer, I believe,
Yep,
and they're being charged. They're on their own property. These people are threatening to burn their house down. No shots were fired. That's what cracks me up. No shots were fired at them or by them, but they still felt threatened, and the lawyer obviously will know how to be able to properly enunciate and put on paper his fear that was in his heart and his wife's heart and soul, and felt that they were in fear of their house being burned, their pets being killed, and bodily harm coming to them. So they had every right to be out there with firearms.
Now, did you hear about how that played out? You know, they arrested both of them, and they confiscated the firearms. Her gun, that pistol that she was holding, it turns out when they checked it in and they went over it, the city armor went over it, it was an inoperative gun. They'd used it in a trial as an example. It would not shoot, and they knew it wouldn't shoot. So get this, the person who is in charge of that tells the assistant state's attorney, this gun doesn't work. You can't charge him. And he says,
No, she
she says, fix it, and then we'll charge them.
Oh, that's a Brady violation right there.
Oh, well. And
That's
so,
a Brady violation.
and you know
and a
what?
half right there.
He dropped the dime on her. He goes, no, we're not going to do that. But see, that's the level they stoop to.
That's a Brady violation. They could be held. You know, if the FBI would charge it, they could be held.
And we would hope that's what happens.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit more, though, about balance of power, because this is one of my favorite topics in Will County. And you're going to have to back me up on this question because I never remember all the stuff. But when the Republicans were in charge, you built I keep wanting to call it Justice Center. But
Public Safety Complex.
Okay. You started a new courthouse. You put in place a permanent plan for deputies to have their cars replaced every 3 years.
We did a replacement program, based on mileage.
And then
we started a new health department administration building.
And if I recall, isn't there something about the pest control or something?
Right. So we never ever had our own animal control administration building, and they had actually saved up their money from the permits, from the tags, and so we built the first ever animal control administration building, and we built a garage for EMA, and we built a garage for the special vehicles for the sheriff's department.
And now, while you're doing this, every year
we lowered the tax rate.
You lower the taxes every year. They had built all this infrastructure, and they got voted out of office.
It's because in 2018, I believe that the swamp of Chicago and the swamp of Springfield sent operatives in to walk door to door, paid operatives that weren't even from Will County to walk door to door and influence the vote. Every Republican lost that year.
Yep.
Even though polls might have shown that they were ahead. I'm not going Hillary Clinton on you. But every Republican lost that year. Why? Because paid operatives from other counties came in, especially Cook County came in, and influenced the vote. They want Will County so bad, they want to be able to control Will County. This became evident when the airport debate was going on.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say that's why they want control of Will County. They want to be able to build the Peatone Airport, and they want to be able to build the Ileana Expressway.
And control it.
Yes.
You're listening on Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. Don't wait till the last segment like you always do. The phones light up in the last segment.
It's
we
true.
can't take it then. You got to call now. If you got something to say, call now.
They do that.
Our guest is Nick Ficarello, and he's running for the Will County Executive's position. So balance of power. I mean, now it's in firm control of Democrats. Will County's in the control of Democrats. What can one Republican do?
One Republican could try to influence the rest of the populace of Will County to realize that Cook County's been under one-party rule since, I believe, the 1930s. And since then, what has Cook County seen? I mean, Chicago works. Chicago works. That's why we have rioting in the streets. That's why we have super high property taxes. That's why we have so many people shot every weekend. Every weekend. Yep. How many?
Double-digit murders every weekend.
Yeah. Every weekend.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, that finally they admitted that it wasn't all George Bush's fault. No, it's Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah, now it's Trump's fault.
Yeah. It's true. Now, you have veto power.
As Will County Executive, I will have veto power, and I will also have tie-breaking power with any vote or resolution that comes before the county board.
And also, you actually have control. You personally would have control over a lot of Will County jobs.
Yes, I believe it's over 600 jobs.
There's all the department heads. All of that falls under you.
All of the all the 10 offices. Besides the executive, you have the county clerk, the county auditor, the county circuit clerk, the county coroner, county recorder of deeds, county sheriff, county treasurer, superintendent of schools, and state's attorney's office, all have their own budget and have their own say in county government. To a certain point, the county board, along with the county executive, can influence or control their budgeting. But they run their offices respectively.
Yeah, those are basically silos.
Separate silos.
They launch missiles?
Well, I plan to. I don't know about anybody else.
But as a county exec, I would have power over. I would appoint people. I would be in the chain of command at the highest level, but I would appoint people to run the supervisor of assessment, the board of review, the Will County Department of Highways, workforce development, veterans assistance, animal control, liquor commission, EMA, along with a variety of other positions. I believe there's either 17 or 18 divisions that answered to or fall under the executive's power.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of other boards and commissions that they have the executive appoints with the advice and consent of the county board. So there's tons of low-paid board positions throughout the county as well that the executive appoints.
So the executive actually has a lot of influence.
I would say so. I mean, the executive, besides having influence at the county level, but also influence with municipalities.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, so in the unincorporated areas, villages have their own liquor commissioners, but for the unincorporated areas, the county executive is the liquor commissioner for the entire county.
Really?
All of the unincorporated areas, yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I've had people call me, people in my district looking for liquor licenses, and it's a very complicated process of like how people get liquor licenses in the unincorporated areas. It's very interesting.
Seems to me, if you're going to appoint a guy in charge of liquor in the county, I would be willing to take the sacrifice and go on fact-finding missions every day.
You would be the worst person for that job.
That's true. I'm not much of a drinker.
You'd be like drinking like a tablespoon at a time. You're like, yeah, that's fine. That's good. I've had enough.
No, it would be more like, okay. Yeah.
Well, I would make sure that your main job is to find out that the booze is not watered down.
There you go. He would also need a driver.
So I didn't know that you were. I didn't know that you were an Irish cop. I thought you were an Italian cop. Oh, I'm going to hear this one.
Actually, Dave, I'm Sicilian. Sicily's been the most conquered island in the history of mankind.
I'm Sicilian.
I have Greek. I have Italian. I even have Scandinavian.
That's funny you say, because I have said that Sicily was a penal colony, and Europe just dumped the dregs. I mean, who knows what I have?
He's definitely got some German in him.
Yeah, I have German.
Yeah, I have some German in me, but I don't correct people like you do.
No, people pay me to correct them.
On that note, I think we're going to ease into the commercial. We're going to have to take another break. When we return, I want to talk a little bit about the economy of Will County. So all that more when we return with On Target Radio. And you are listening to AM560
The Answer.
If you're not listening to Dan and Amy 24/7, then you're missing daily replays of Chicago's Morning Answer. You're also missing The Dan Proft Show. 3 hours of new content each weekday from Dan Proft. You're missing some of the best moments from Dan and Amy from the past. It's all available at danandamy247.com or on the AM560 mobile app when you tap on Choose Stream in the bottom left-hand corner. It's Dan and Amy 24/7.
News, I'm Mary Corsetti. 4 people are dead after an Indiana man allegedly shot his wife and 2 adult children today before turning the gun on himself. Police in Bloomington say someone called 911 after coming into the house to pick up a friend and found a body. And law enforcement ramping up COVID-19 safety measures this Labor Day weekend.
Officials are mandating people wear masks and physically distance or face a fine. Tens of thousands of people are rolling into Daytona Beach. They have officers ready to handle the large crowds. For business owners, the bump in tourism couldn't have come at a better time.
Fox's Charles Watson. And Friday's jobs report shows 1.4 million jobs were added last month.
This is an incredible and strong recovery. Remember that economists had forecast double-digit unemployment into next year.
Trump campaign communications director Tim Murtaugh on America's News headquarters. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Here are the facts. Your business needs leads and sales. There are potential customers online right now looking for what you do. Will they find you or your competitor? You need Salem Surround. Having to do your own digital marketing while trying to manage your business, well, there's just not enough time in the day. You need Salem Surround. You're doing all you can to market your business, but are you sure you have the right strategy or seeing a great return on investment? You need Salem Surround. The marketing team here at Salem Surround is ready to help your business now. We'll design a plan that targets potential customers with proven marketing strategies, using everything in our toolkit to work for you: digital, audio, mobile, even audience-engaging contests and promotions. Contact Salem Surround for a free evaluation of your marketing plan and see how we can help place your advertising message in front of today's consumers. Learn more at surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com. Connecting you with new customers.
If we ever forget that we're one nation under God, then we will be a nation going under.
From the producers of God's Not Dead.
This is not time for a spiritual awakening. I need to be the man that God made me to be.
A movie so relevant for our times. One Nation Under God.
Who do you think you are?
Just expressing my freedom of speech.
Not around here, buddy.
One Nation Under God. Winner of 35 film festivals.
We can cut God out of the Pledge of Allegiance, but God will always be here.
Starring Kevin Sorbo, Antonio Sabato Jr., and football great Herschel Walker.
Imagine what we could do, united, for one nation.
Let's make America great again. One Nation Under God.
America great again. Relief Factor. Effective pain relief that really, really works. How do I know that? I don't have a script. I don't have talking points. I live it. I've been taking it for a year and a half. I had a lower back pain issue that had been plaguing me for 9 years, almost a decade. I took Relief Factor for 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks, and my pain was gone, and it's still gone. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. Don't take my word for it. See their incredible video testimonials at relieffactor.com. And then find out for yourself if this incredible drug-free product could work for you as well as it does for me and tens of thousands of Americans. It's so very, very simple. Go to relieffactor.com, order the 3-week quick starter pack. It'll be at your door in 3 days or less. And I guarantee it, Dr. G's guarantee, if you take it morning and evening, as do I, for 3 weeks, by the end of that time, you will know if it works for you like it works for me.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. Our guest is Nick Ficarello, who is running for the Will County executive position. Gretchen made a good point that Will County has not really followed Cook County, and we really aren't in bad shape. But money is always an issue. Jobs is always an issue. Taxes are always an issue. So from an economic standpoint, what would you propose as executive you would do?
Right now, Will County is part of a foreign trade or free trade, foreign trade zone, also part of the Joliet Army Arsenal Economic Development zone or whatever. I can't. It stands for something I can't recall right off the top of my head. I'm just too nervous. But
oh, sure, right. He was on a SWAT team, but he's too nervous.
Yeah.
But I would definitely provide and maintain a welcoming climate to attract and create jobs and business prospects, especially manufacturing. When you look at what Will County was before and what it has become, Will County before it was a manufacturing hub. We had U.S. Steel, we had Caterpillar. We had 2 plants at Caterpillar in Will County in the Joliet Rockdale area. We had GAF, which was a huge manufacturer of all types of insulation. We have Johns Manville. I think Johns Manville is the only larger plant that's still open and manufacturing, and I think also
we have Diageo.
Yeah, what?
Diageo.
What's
they
that?
make alcohol.
Diageo, okay.
I'll drink to
that. The lab that made Ecolab.
Ecolab?
Ecolab, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But where did all the rest of the manufacturing jobs go? I mean, we have to be able to attract some manufacturing jobs back, because I really don't think that Will County becoming the hub of warehousing in the United States is the answer, because sooner or later, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, all these jobs will probably, and I don't have a crystal ball, I don't know, I'm just speculating, all these jobs will become robotic, and people will lose their jobs. In fact, I believe that the IKEA warehouse on Laraway Road is already partially robotic. I mean, you don't have to pay for heating and air conditioning.
Sure.
You don't have to worry about workers' comp.
And the problem is if it goes robotics, the number of trucks going in and out isn't going to change.
It stays the same.
So you're going to have nobody buying food in restaurants and all of that. All that income will be lost, and yet the expense to the county is still going to be there.
Well, we have to strive to make sure that we have planned growth, and we have to actively go out and seek companies. Even if they're foreign companies, they'll be able, under the foreign trade zone, they'll be able to get a tax break. But we have to go out and actively seek manufacturing jobs so that people who don't want to go to college have some place to work, and they're good jobs and union jobs. And, I remember when I was in college, at Joliet Junior College back in the, I know it sounds ancient, back in the 1970s, and I was at Joliet Junior College, and there were 2 classmates of mine that were also taking criminal justice classes, law enforcement classes at Joliet Junior College. Both of them worked the midnight shift in small warehouses in Will County, and both were Teamsters, and both were making good money back then, driving forklifts and loading trucks. And now it seems like there's that. I don't know exactly what some of these warehouse people are paying, but I'm sure they're not Teamsters.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and I've never been a union kind of guy, but I'm going to tell you, at least the one that's near where I live, what they do is they hire people as part-timers all the way up to the point where you have to either let them go or make them full-time, and they cut them loose.
That's not fair.
No, and it's not. And like I said, I've never been a union guy, but if ever there was a place for a union, that's where there's a place for a union.
Well, I was president of 2 unions, one at the Sheriff's Department for the Sergeants and Lieutenants Union. We were the second union to be recognized as a union for supervisors, actually. And I was also a union president for the Will County Projectionist Union. We ran the movies. I laced up the film and showed movies at theaters throughout Will County. Now that's all automated. And as far as almost every police department now has a union representing their supervisory staff, even the state police.
So it's a big deal. The economics in any community, no matter how well you run it, if you don't have money coming in, somebody has to pay the bills. You're either going to pay it in taxes, or you're going to get somebody else to come in and pay it in corporate taxes and whatever.
Especially with the infrastructure that is needed in Will County, and I don't agree with putting everything on the taxpayer to cover all this development in warehousing, which means more trucks, and more trucks mean more wear and tear on the road, means more traffic accidents. My wife was involved in 2018 with a traffic accident.
We're going to have to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to ask the question, why should I vote for Ficarello? That's the question that we're going to ask. So you can ponder that for about a few minutes. So we're going to talk about that and nothing more other than that when we return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other major medical carriers. If you're 50 and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. In Chicago, the least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $570 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,150 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $480 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $5,650 in total out-of-pocket cost per person with my lower deductible. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. Our guest this evening is Nick Ficarello, who's running for the Will County executive position. And I want to know, Nick, why should I vote for you? What's your background? What have you done that makes you so hot?
Well, first off, let me say that I will have an open door policy, and that if you set up an appointment as a citizen to come and see me, I'll keep that appointment. Obviously, I don't want to spend the whole day with you, but if you have an issue, if you're in the unincorporated area or the incorporated area, and there's an issue that is affecting you as a citizen of Will County, and you set up an appointment to see me, that's what I can't have an open door policy. There'll be people taking numbers outside. I won't get to go home. But if you call, I'll have a quasi-open door policy. I'll put it that way, where if you call, set up an appointment, I'll take time to speak to any citizen that wants to come down and talk to me, A. B, I have a reputation of thinking outside the box. When I was a young patrol officer, I ran into a narcotics agent that was assigned to a state police drug task force named Dave Sullivan. And Dave said, "Kid," he said, "every all crime is somehow, especially property crime, is somehow related to narcotics use or narcotics sales. So I took what I learned from what he told me back, I know this sounds ancient, but it was probably 1979 or 80 when he told me that. And I took that information and I went to Braidwood. I went to Braidwood as chief of police. The mayor said, I want you to address the heroin problem and the drug problem we have in Braidwood. Braidwood, I was told by DEA, had the highest overdose death rate in the state per capita for heroin and fentanyl. And fentanyl was just starting to come around then. But opioid, we'll call it opioid deaths in the entire state. One for like every 1,600. I decided that I'm not going to use just a task force like most municipalities do, but I empowered my men to address the problem. They addressed the problem. There were over 122 individuals. Some were repeat offenders, I think 155 total. Hard drug arrest. I wasn't worried about marijuana at all. All I wanted was the hard drugs off the street. And we went from the highest overdose death rate to the lowest for quite a while. I also initiated a program. I also initiated a program where anyone that came and knocked on the police department's door, as long as you didn't have a warrant for your arrest, and you wanted help with your addiction, we found you help. We placed 37 people. Now, not all those are success stories. Many people go back into life, but there are some success stories. 37 people were placed by tiny little Braidwood, population of 6,400 people, and we had a reputation for not only well, we're going to arrest you if you screw up, but if you want help, we'll also help you. You have to think outside the box. You can't arrest your way out of the opioid epidemic.
And didn't you say it helped the home values in the area as well?
When I went to Braidwood in 2015, house values on average per Realtor.com were $125,000 was the estimated home value for any home in Braidwood. In 2000, that would be 2019. January, I believe, 2019, there were 205,000.
Wow.
That's a big jump.
That's the largest jump of any municipality in that area, of both Will County, Grundy County, and Kankakee County.
Yeah.
And that's because we did something. We had people, I spoke to a gentleman that moved all the way down to Braidwood from New Lenox. New Lenox is a really good community. They're really addressing issues in New Lenox, including the drug problem. But he moved his family to Braidwood and said, and he was a pipe fitter, he said, I moved my family to Braidwood because, A, you guys are doing something about it. So I believe that I'm capable of thinking outside the box, solving problems, and getting the job done.
The interesting thing, as deputy chief at Will County, how many? Well, there's about 300 deputies.
Oh, there's 600 now. When I left, there was about 500.
But that 500, okay, it's a little bit like herding cats. I mean, and I don't mean to be negative about that, but
very good analogy.
But the reality is you got many of them are patrol, many of them, and they're just in a car out on their own. I mean, they really, their office is on their own, yes. and they come under the aegis, right, of
yes.
of the sheriff's department, and that's not like people sitting at typewriters. I mean, that's a tough management job.
Yep. It's as a sheriff's officer on the road, on the street, on the road, you have to be able to adapt to patrolling areas. I'll use Frankfurt Square as an example. Frankfurt Square is about 10,000 people, all unincorporated, all within a certain parameter. 10,000 people all unincorporated in one large subdivision to Joliet Township, I believe. Last time I checked, it was several years ago, there was about 16,000 people still living in Joliet Township, east side of Joliet, unincorporated areas.
Yeah.
16,000 people living there. They even have their own fire department there. And the fire department does an excellent job. So you have to be able to think as a sheriff's officer to be able to adapt to what you're actually patrolling. You're going to patrol the heavy populated subdivisions differently than you patrol farmland. And
it's a different beast altogether.
Exactly.
Sure.
But you have to be able to adapt, and that's one thing that I think the sheriff's department's very good at.
So two more things. What was your master's degree in?
I was working on my master's in political science, and I didn't quite finish because I got tired of arguing with the indoctrination of students in college. So I'm about halfway done. Go finish it up.
And he has encyclopedic knowledge of the Constitution.
Oh, he really does. He really does.
Well, I try
All right.
to read it often.
We have to take another break. When we return, Gretchen's got action items for the week, right?
I do.
We'll be back with more on Target Radio, and you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
Your products are great, absolutely. General aches and pains I have because I work outside a lot, gone. It's almost magic. It's almost too good to be true, but it is. It's very true. Dr. Howard's done a fantastic service by creating this.
I work in healthcare, and I haven't gotten even a runny nose. I'm walking more. I'm exercising more. I'm doing more yoga. I'm pretty convinced that this is something to do with it. And you know what? I will never be without it because this was painless and easy. It's amazing. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com today and use discount code Chicago.
You've heard all the lies about President Trump. Trump is a racist. Trump is Putin's pet. Here's the truth. Trump is the most effective conservative president that America has had in decades. And every lie they spread about him is targeting you. This is Kurt Schlichter, and my new book is called The 21 Biggest Lies About Donald Trump and You. It does what no other book does. It knocks down the 21 biggest lies about our president with facts and logic and humor. Trump obstructed justice. Trump hates immigrants. These are big lies, and the reason for the lies is simple. President Trump is the first president in a long time to stand up for the Constitution and for conservative principles. And when the left wants to tear down everything this country stands for, my new book, The 21 Biggest Lies About Donald Trump and You, explains why this president's courage and common sense are exactly what we need today. This is the most important book of the year. Read it and you'll agree. The 21 Biggest Lies About Donald Trump and You by me, Kurt Schlichter. Get it wherever books are sold.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Support Mike Fritz for Congress at his fundraiser on Wednesday, September 16th at 5:30 p.m. at Crystal Tree Country Club in Orland Park. For tickets, go to mikefritchelone.com/crystal. I put the link on our Facebook page last week. How would you like to meet State Representative Darren Bailey, the conservative hero who took on Governor Pritzker? You can thank him in person on Monday, September 21st at 6 p.m. at Ruby Agave Latin Kitchen in Homer Glen. Your $35 donation to support Ben Beerley for State Senate includes dinner and Darren Bailey's keynote. Purchase your tickets in advance on Eventbrite. I posted the event on our Facebook page earlier today. Join On Target Radio at a fundraiser to support 4 Will County candidates, Rick Leib for Congress, Tom McCullough and Ben Beerley for State Senate, and Gretchen Fritz for Recorder of Deeds, Thursday, September 24th at 5:30 p.m. at the Dale AC in Rockdale. Your $32 donation includes light bar food and soft drinks. I posted the event on our Facebook page earlier today. Safer USA is now offering classes in Geneva and Waterman. Wednesday, September 9th, NRA Basic Pistol taught by David. Thursday, September 10th, NRA Basic Pistol Instructor, taught by David. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
What's interesting is how many people I'm giving private lessons to now. And you know what's happening, Nick? I'm getting calls from people, and they go, I want to get a concealed carry permit. I go, well, we've got classes on, And I think, well, no, I want a private class. I go, well, it's expensive. Why? You just take it. No, I don't want people to know I'm doing it. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, I don't like guns. That's what they say. I don't like guns. Yeah. And yet I go, why are we having this conversation? They go, I don't feel safe. Well, welcome to the club. So we've been doing a lot of private classes for families and stuff like that. So somebody right now listening to this show, I think, wants to donate about $100,000 to your campaign. So how do we get in on that? How do they get a hold of you if somebody wants to help you out or work with you or whatever? What do we do?
Well, first off, tell George Soros that it was money. But
nice.
The my website is www.electficarello, Ficarello, common spelling, .com. electficarello.com. You could go on my website and donate. I'll take anything from $1 on up.
It's funny you say that. We pulled over somebody once on a traffic violation. It was a woman, and her name was, I'll never forget this, Saruti Varakat Fokatorn. I'll never forget this as long as I live. She was Thai. And we called it in, and I grab the mic and I get on it, and I go, yeah, Saruti Varakat Fokatorn, common spelling. And it was, yeah, well.
And you said, sounds like an Irish name.
Exactly. We used to have some fun, anyway, in the sheriff's department. But, yeah, I'm glad you came in. I really am.
I'm glad you guys.
It's always good to see you.
And next time, tell Eric not to talk so much.
Well, it's kind of hard not being in the same room. So.
Well, we're finding out whether we can just lock you in there. We just,
Well, yeah.
You look good behind glass.
You big dummy.
No, it's the COVID thing. We are limited to the number of people we can put in the studio, just so they don't think we're not banning him. We love Eric.
Yes.
Well, you should.
Okay, well, that's a good segue to get out of this show already. And look, George is laughing. Yeah, good. Somebody finally took the monkey off of George's back.
Nick also has a Facebook page, and we also have the Will County GOP Executive Team Facebook page that you can follow us and what we're doing and get a hold of us if you want to get a hold of us.
Which is easier to find than anything with Ficarello written in it.
Right.
So.
Okay, Lombardo.
We'd like to thank you for listening to On Target Radio. We'd like to thank our guest, Nick Ficarello. Be sure to listen next week when we'll be covering more red meat issues that affect your life.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way